On se sent en famille en ce sens que la Russie est une famille aussi pour l'Afrique. C'est une famille parce que nous avons la même histoire. La Russie a consenti d'énormes sacrifices pour libérer le monde du nazisme pendant la Seconde Guerre mondiale. Les peuples africains, nos grands-pères, ont été déportés de force aussi pour aider l'Europe à se débarrasser du nazisme. Nous partageons la même histoire en ce sens que nous sommes les peuples oubliés du monde, qu'ils soient dans les livres d'histoire, dans les documentaires ou films. On tend donc à balayer le rôle prépondérant qu'a joué la Russie et de l'Afrique.
Ibrahim Traore is Burkina Faso's president today, courtesy of 2 coups in under 9 months in 2022, the January and September coups. He became the world's youngest head of state in September 2022 when he and other junior military officers ousted Lieutenant-Colonel Paul Henri Damiba, who had also ascended the presidency through a coup in January. Justifying why he was removing Damiba from office, Traore said in a televised address on October 1, 2022, that the embattled head of state had failed to tackle the perennial problem of insurgency in the country. Lieutenant-Colonel Damiba, who was 41 years old when he was ousted by Traore, who was 7 years his junior and 2 positions lower than him in the military chain of command in Burkina Faso. But how did he get to the point of moving from a young geology graduate in 2010 to becoming the president of a country? Well, let's talk about it. Welcome to Today's Africa, and if you like informative and educative videos about Africa like this, please do make sure you subscribe to our channel for more videos like this every day. In the military hierarchy in Burkina Faso, Traore is in the rank of captain, a French word for captain. There are 3 ranks above that of a captain. They are the commandant, lieutenant colonel, and colonel respectively. Being a former French colony, Burkina Faso adopted and retained this French military command structure. Back to the man in question. Ibrahim Traore was born in a town of Bunduku in western Burkina Faso. He studied geology at the University of Ouagadougou before joining the army in 2010. He graduated as an officer from the Georges Normando Military School in 2020. He was later promoted to the rank of captain in the army. This was after he took part in the 2018 United Nations peacekeeping mission in the neighboring country of Mali. He also fought in front lines against militants in northern part of the country. Even though many people describe Traore's rise as meteoric within the military circles, his rise to the top was just around the corner. After serving in relatively junior positions in Burkina Faso's military, Traore's major mission came in 2018 when he was deployed to Mali as a soldier under the United Nations peacekeeping mission program. Aged 26 at the time, Traore overcame a complex attack by militant extremists in northern Timbuktu region of Mali. Traore, who was a lieutenant at the time, exhibited leadership attributes including being willful, courageous, and close to his men. Besides the assignment in Mali, Traore also featured prominently in fights against insurgency in the native Burkina Faso between 2019 and 2022. But in 2020, he was promoted to the rank of captain, a rank which he still retains till date. By late 2021, a humanitarian crisis was evident in many parts of the country. A quarter of the population faced food insecurity. Food shortages were common in many areas of the country. Various insurgent groups roamed freely in the countryside. Some were allied with the Islamic State, others with Al-Qaeda. And because of this, in January 2022, a military coup led by Paul Henri Damiba overthrew the civilian government. Under the new government, little improvement was seen by many members of the military. Those stationed in remote areas often did not receive their pay on time. In September, Damiba sacked his defense minister and assumed the role himself. In mid-September of the same year, 11 soldiers were killed in the north of the country by insurgents. This sparked rage among many soldiers, and this was when Ibrahim Traore came in. Traore rallied the soldiers and led a coup against Damiba, who fled the country immediately. Immediately after the September 2022 coup, Traore declared himself the new head of state of the Patriotic Movement for Conservation and Restoration. And 5 days later, On October 6, he announced that he was the Burkina Faso's new transitional president. Immediately after the coup, anti-French and Western sentiments were voiced out by many supporters of the coup. Others voiced their pro-Russian opinions. ECOWAS, an organization of the West African states, condemned the coup but took a little action against the new governments. His international shine appeared to have faded until July 2023, when he accompanied 16 other African heads of state to St. Petersburg in Russia for a meeting with President Vladimir Putin, who had organized the Russia-Africa Summit. As always, his fellow African presidents were dressed in their characteristic custom-tailored expensive suits, but Traore, slightly above 6 feet in height, showed up in military combat clothing, complete with a red beret and tactical gloves. While walking past the security officers, who were saluting the arrival of heads of state at the summit venue, Traore was one of a few, if not the only visiting president who saluted back to the officers. As if that did not appeal to the world's optics, his muscular physique and unique presence, even in President Putin's proximity, did, when he posed for a photograph with the revered Russian leader. The saluting, the picture with Putin, and his dress code earned him an attention, but his speech during the Russia-Africa Summit held between the July 27 and 28 earned him more, and here are some parts of it.
Les questions que mes générations se posent sont les suivantes, si je peux me résumer. C'est de ne pas comprendre comment l'Afrique, avec tant de richesses sur notre sol, avec une nature généreuse, de l'eau, du soleil en abondance, l'Afrique est aujourd'hui le continent le plus pauvre. L'Afrique est un continent affamé. Et comment se fait-il que les chefs d'État traversent donc le monde à mendier? Voici des questions que nous nous posons et que nous n'avons pas de réponse jusque-là. Nous avons l'occasion de tisser de nouvelles relations. Et j'espère que ces relations puissent être les meilleures pour donner un meilleur avenir à nos peuples. Pour ce qui concerne le Burkina Faso, aujourd'hui nous sommes confrontés depuis plus de 8 ans à la forme de manifestation la plus barbare, la plus violente du néocolonialisme, de l'impérialisme. L'esclavage qu'on tend encore à nous imposer.
Nothing much is known about his future plans for Burkina Faso, but he has promised to return power to civilian authorities in Burkina Faso by July 2024. So there you have it. Thanks for watching today's Africa. Please do make sure you subscribe to our channel for more videos like this every day.